Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo, so keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project Podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, what's going on? It's 10:34 p.m. It's June 12th, 2025. And nothing to report that's crazy. Like I feel like I have been the last week. I've just been working for Mina, Dawson, and Trey. Dude, hats off to Trey. That's a good guy right there. I called it from the start. I knew he was a good guy. Wants to help me grow my, quote, business and do everything he can to help. And I think that's cool, dude. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Like they feel that way. They want to help people who help them. But just to hear that verbalized, it's really cool. So hats off to him. That's some good shit. So I think Mina comes back from his vacation in a few days. So hopefully things can get back to normal in that regard, because there's been no communication. All the projects I've been working on, he just hasn't seen them. So kind of shitty, but all good. Let's see. Yeah, man, just working in Notion. That's it. That's been my day. Seems like how it's going is 2 hours Mina, 2 hours Dawson, and then I'll take a break and I'll hit the gym. And then, that break, I don't even want to call it a break, just like an intermission, lasts about 2 to 3 hours. And then I'm working for Trey. Right now it's 4 hours. And I'm going to be dead ass honest. I want it to go back down to 2. Well, I think just because, let me take that back. Maybe it would be better if I cut the hours in half. Matter of fact, that's the cure. If I were to work 2 Mina, 2 Dawson, 2 Trey, break gym, all that stuff, and then come back and then finish 2 hours, I think I would prefer that. And I think that's the case because I just like going to the gym before noon, or like before 1 at the latest. I think that's just such a sweet spot for me. So if I can do that consistently, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm slowly, adding stuff to a calendar. Believe it or not, I'm using Notion calendar, all right? And it syncs with Google Calendar, so it's kind of like they just mirror one another. But Notion has some pretty cool features, like I can link it to certain databases within my different workspaces with the different teams, That's yet to be discovered on the true capability of what you can do, but I'm honestly not really looking into it. I do think it's very cool, but anyway, just trying to put things together and just keep things simple. Just try to keep things extremely consistent where I can. For example, every day, Mina, 6:30 to 8:30. I got to commit to the earlier days than what I've been doing. It's just going to make things much easier. And if Mina doesn't want me working that early, then I'll just switch it for, maybe Trey in the morning, whatever, So we got that. Then we got Dawson right after. Can I stop fucking yawning, bro? And then we got the gym. I call it fitness for 2 hours. So, it's working out, eating, stretching, whatever I got to do. And then we got 4 hours of Trey. And then every Friday we have the one-on-one call with Mina. Every Monday we have the team call. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more of that since I'm doing operation stuff. I got to present stuff, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more calls. Yeah, fuck all this, bro. I need more time. Oh, man. Okay, well, and we'll get there. I might cut this one short today. I'm just really tired. I want to go to sleep. Speaking of which, go figure. I'm never tired anymore unless it's right before bed. I'm just never tired. I never feel the need to take a nap. I never feel like, oh shit, I can't even focus. I just never feel that way ever. And I don't know. And I say this in comparison to me working my 9 to 5 job up at Hill Air Force Base. I would just come home and I'd just be gassed, but it's like I wouldn't even do anything. There's no hard labor. Just, you don't really have to think that much. It's just you go sit in a big cement box and you just kind of rot, And I don't know. Yeah, I had to wake up early, but for the most part, I was getting 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep. For example, last night I didn't fall asleep till about 12:30. I just have so many ideas, dude, that I want to implement and I want to work on, and and it's hard to just kind of rest my brain and not think about shit, because then I'll have an idea and I'm like, well, I can't forget it, so I got to whip out my phone and write it down, and then I'm like, well, what else could I do from this idea? And then I start brainstorming. Before I know it, an hour has gone by and I'm like, dude, what am I doing? So went to bed at 12:30 and wake up around 7, so 6.5 hours of sleep. It's no different than what I was getting when I was working on my job, yet I'm now tired, which I feel like that should be. I don't know. I did some very minimal sprints up on the track, and all I did is sprint the long sides of the track and then walk the rounds. That's it. I did that for a mile, and then I called it. And for me, it killed me. And I was being very, 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 very aware of my lower back, because I think the aggressive running fucks with my back. I think that's what does it. But then again, I don't know, dude. I'm just so hyper aware of my torso shifting that I feel like it fucks with how I run, to be honest. But if I'm not in pain, then I'll run like a jackass. I don't care. But yeah, so I don't know how long the long sides of a track and how long the short sides of a track are. It's it's probably a fucking square if you were to make the rounds straight. And it kind of makes sense to me. So if that's the case, then I sprinted for half a mile today and then walked another half mile. And if that is true, that's pretty cool. But dude, I was just gassed. Like, I was so tired. I got to that point to where I was like, my legs are about to give, And I don't know how fast I was going, but for like my all-out sprint, for me, that was tough. So yeah, I did that. Felt really, really good to do that. I was out in the sun. Dude, the more I've been trying to get better at running and doing this stuff, the more I have absolutely loved training again, being in the gym and lifting weights, that's cool and all, but being outside in the sun and stuff, that's cool, bro. That's really cool. Been really enjoying that a lot. And I don't know, it just feels good. I'm able to do this and not feel like I can't do it, at certain times because I have to work, or I can't because I'm at work, or I can't because, I only have X amount of time after work. I got to, So it has been very nice in that regard. So there's that. Also, something cool happened today. I reconnected with a guy that I used to go back and forth with. His name's Mike Manfrey. Let's actually look him up real quick on Google. He's, that doesn't matter where you are. Type in Mike Manfrey, Utah nutritionist. It's called Evolve Culture. This is the coolest shit ever, dude. He fucking kills it. He's got 387 Google reviews. All of them are 5 stars. Fucking awesome. I don't know if he's got a website. What's his website looking like these days? How thousands of men and women are transforming their bodies with my proven training system. I wonder if he's got any of the old stuff that I made for him. I doubt it. Complete the application. I don't know. Anyway, so we connected. He actually was my posing coach for my bodybuilding show, men's physique show, 8 years ago. And so I reached out to him actually because he sent me a screenshot. He sent me a text message probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And it said, it was, you're missing context, but he said, plus you're a grinder like me, so mark my words, you'll easily be making $100K a year in the next 3 years. You heard it here first. That was on January 19th, 2020. And I've always had that screenshot. I actually put it in a frame, put it on my desk, because I like that shit. So I actually sent him that screenshot of that text back to him, and I said, might be a year or two late, but it happened. He says, bro, you hit 100K? I said, well, my monthly income is 8 to 10K, so I'm there yearly. And obviously that's because I have the Hill Air Force Base shit, but I have no doubt in my mind that by the time that ends, I will be doing something. At least that's the plan, and the income will maintain. So, because I think without it, at my current rate right now, I'm sitting around, I think, $7,000 income a month, which is pretty cool. So as long as everything stays the same, and that's truthfully speaking, that's kind of without PT Dom, so that's kind of cool. I don't plan, like I don't have a plan to get out of there, but I don't know. Just thank goodness that Mina is fucking awesome. Thank goodness that Trey's awesome. Thank goodness that Dawson, very cool. All these guys are just very cool. So thank goodness for that. Somebody posted in the group chat about Notion, and then some guy was like, Mina was like, Bryson's my guy for Notion. And I was like, that's sick, but also I can't take any more people, so fuck, you know. And then Trey was also like, yeah, I can vouch here. Thanks so much, Mina, for bringing him in, you know. And I'm just like, God damn, this is so sick. This is so cool. I feel so, you know, valued, but also shut the fuck up. I can't do anything for anybody else, you know. And also got a voice text from Brian. Put me in a group chat with another client, and he says,
Jason, this is my client, Kyle. I need you to, if you could get him a very similar sheet, the one that I got you to do, I forgot who I just introduced you to. I got you to do one for a client recently, and I told you I want it to be stupid fucking simple. I need the same level of simplicity for my client, Kyle. He's trying to track all the clients that are currently in his brotherhood. If you could connect with him and get all of his clients on a spreadsheet, that would be amazing. This guy's a fucking G, total rock star. If you could help him out and get him all set up in the same way that you did with the other one, that'd be amazing.
And dude, so there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But what's funny is that it's like the original sheet was already simple. It's got buttons to hide all the complicated shit so you don't have to see it. So, dude, I don't know, man. It's just a name, column, start date, end date, and then a check boxes. Meaning, did you check it off? Yes. Did you not? Then don't check it off. Yes or no. And maybe I just don't understand, bro. But it's like, what do you mean? You know? Anyway, dude, I'm so grateful for all these opportunities. But if I can pick and choose who I'm working with, then I'm gonna pick and choose who I work with. You know. But anyway, so yeah, just working these shifts, right, and everything's cool. I love all of it. Some things are harder than others, and it's just trying to link. You know, truthfully, where the frustration, I don't even want to call it that, where the I don't know, the exhaustion comes from is it's all mental. Obviously, I'm sitting on my fucking computer, but it's all mental in the sense that, you know, they expect me to work for 2 hours, and I do every time. I work way more than that, but it's fine. But it's like I almost feel like the expectation of what is going to get done is just not set, because I'm, for example, with Dawson, I was an hour in. Or no, sorry, I finished my. What did I do? I was like an hour and a half in there, and I spent an additional hour and a half there, so total 3 hours, trying to get one formula to work the way that I wanted it to. And so I'm like, in an hour, pretty much my whole shift, I worked on one formula. And I get in my head because I'm like, dude, these guys want me to build some shit. And if they see that a full day's worth of work, I know it's 2 hours, I know. All I did was one formula. It's like, it's just not good. So I feel like I got to go faster. I feel like I got to have my shit together. And I don't know, man. Along with all of this, I have made some really cool stuff in Notion. It's for fitness coaches. And where is it? Dude, I forgot to do something. Oh, man. Well, anyway, I made a follow-up. All right, a follow-up, an automated follow-up display based on who is about to renew or to, plant the seed of renewal. And it goes 2 weeks out, a month out, 2 months out, 3 months out. I made it pretty expansive like this just to give people, whoever uses this, the option to choose. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, just we have 4 columns, but they all auto-populate. There's a button. You click it and it sends them to the next phase, whatever. It's all automatic, and it only shows you the clients that need a follow-up. And it shows you what follow-up they're on. It shows you what phase they're on, how many days they have left, who followed up with them last time, the time before that. And yeah. And this is one of those things that I'm going to use and put into my own big project. And I need to actually start doing that. So I made this. The only shitty thing is, the very frustrating thing is it's so hard to populate data in here without manually typing it in. I think what I'll do is I'll just make some basic shit from ChatGPT. I'll have it automate me like 100 clients or whatever, just with random data. And then I'll just paste it in here. That way I can at least get something going. Because it's frustrating trying to show people how shit works and then having to, because it's not practical when I'm showing them, because I have to move things around, click dates, fake it, do all this shit. And I also realize that this date is not correct. It's funny. But yeah, if I could just, because the idea is, I want to make everything work the way that it's intended to work, but then have screenshots with like real life data of how this shit would actually look for somebody using it, Because it's one thing to just make a fake client in here or a fake person and give them a start date, end date, and everything, but that's one person. People have hundreds of clients, so I need to put hundreds of clients worth of data in here with almost 2 years worth of start dates, end dates, all that shit, just to show, how much it varies. And I'm just thinking of more shit that's just gonna be a pain in the ass, and like, oh my lord, I'll have to figure that out, dude. I gotta think long term. I'm making a lot of stuff for now, but as soon as the month turns, it's like, okay, well, we gotta be able to save, the month of June for whatever data, and then that way we can start fresh with July. I gotta work on that stuff, but anyway, that's what I was saying. So the frustrating thing is when I copy the things that I make. So if I'm in Trey's workspace or whatever you call it, yeah, if I'm in his workspace, so what's a team space then? Yeah, it's a workspace. So if I'm in his workspace, like that's his hub, his files, all that stuff, nobody else can see it but him and I can move stuff out of here, and it doesn't, like, not Trey specifically, but like Mina, Dawson, whoever, Bob, John, Cliff. I think ChatGPT thinks my name's Cliff because of all those role plays. If you know, you know. But I'm the coach. Fuck that shit, bro. I'm the dude. That's so funny. It's like I'm the captain now. Listen, motherfucker, I'm the coach. Oh, sorry about that, Bryson. You're the coach. I'm the client. What are your fitness goals? Dude, I wanted to throw my hand through my neighbor's wall. Holy shit. Anyway, when I copy or try to move something that I've built in one workspace to another, so if I click on it, I can move it, and then when I go to move it, it says you can't move it between workspaces, but you can make a duplicate. Would you like to do that? And so I say yes, but then when I duplicate it, it still, I guess, is linked to my workspace or whoever's workspace, meaning changes made in my own personal shit will affect somebody else's shit in a whole different subscription platform. Like if I made this in my own platform and I made changes to it, not knowing that it was linked to Trey's, I would fuck up all of his stuff. And so that presents a big problem. That means I have to be extremely thorough to ensure that when it is copied and it is, moved over, that it has no links, no ties whatsoever with any database that's not in my own thing. And the idea there is to make my everything linked to my own thing, so that way when it comes time to, sell this thing and give it to somebody, it's literally as simple as right-clicking. And can I do that? Let's see what I can do. So can I right-click this? Yep, dude, move to. Wait, can I move the whole thing? Team space settings. So I'd have to do one at a time. Move to. I kind of want to try this out. So can I move? So I know I can't move it. Let's see. Move to another workspace. My workspace. You can only duplicate pages in another workspace and not move them. Okay. Oh, that proves my point. That confirms my thoughts right there. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. So like, let's just fast forward. Let's say I sell something like this. I have a big old project. I'm going to have to copy and paste each one of these individually. But can I do more than one at a time? I don't think you can. How do I team space settings? There's got to be something in here, right? Copy, no, general. Yeah, well, fucked them, I guess. Anyway, so the whole idea is when I build it in my own area, my own space, when I copy it over, I don't have to worry about any of that shit because it's linked to everything that it should be linked to in the new place. How would I test that out right now? I'm really curious about that. If I made my own shit. So let's do that live really quick. I'm really curious. So if I go to... So I have to go to my own private thing. Private sessions, Notion. Let's make a thing. Let's make a table view. We'll call it test 1, 2, 3. And we're going to make another table view. We'll call it test 9000. We'll call this one Bobby Johnson. We're going to make a relation property here. And that's going to go to test 9000. Add relation. Bobby Johnson again. And this is going to be start date. That's a date property. The date is going to be the 12th of June because that's today. We're going to funnel this, click Bobby Johnson. Now we need a roll-up property. Now we need to select the relation. We need to select the start date and then show earliest date. So now that these two things are linked together, I need to move this. So how does that work? So it should link to test 9000, but it shouldn't. Okay, so we're going to move this. Move to Trey. We'll go. What the hell, dude? Suggested. Okay. We'll put it in the form section. Okay, so it says some content and settings may be broken on the duplicated page. This may include links, relations, permissions, page history, and more. This page will remain unchanged in the current workspace, and a duplicate version will be created in the workspace you have chosen. Okay, let's see what happens. So I'm duplicating it. So now I'm in Trey's workspace. It's at the bottom. I linked it. I don't want to link it, though. Well, I'm very confused on what's going on right now. So I will turn into why is it not working? This presents problems. Oh, there we go. I'm still in Trey's shit. Okay. So if I change the name here, does it change the name of the other one? So I just changed the name there. So let's go back to my personal workspace. If I go into Hi, okay, well, it didn't change the name. That's pretty cool. What if I make a new page? We're going to make a new table. We're going to We're going to call it shit. Bobby Johnson. We're going to make a relation property again. We're going to link it to test 9000. Yep, done. We're going to make a roll up. Where the fuck is it? Okay, so this is going to be Bobby Johnson. Roll up is going to be start date as well, earliest date. Now I want to see, I think this is the ultimate test. And if I duplicate this and send it over, it needs to not touch my shit. It needs to touch what's already duplicated into his shit. So now, with test, if I move this into Trey's workspace, and it could be whoever, this is a good example. Yeah, I understand. Yep, send it. Okay, so now, okay, so this is what it said. This is a concern. This relation links to another workspace. Cross-workspace features are limited, so syncing may break and filtering, sorting, and search will not work. I need it to... Oh, no, dude. Okay, well, I need it to... I think this is going to fuck up, dude. Let's see what happens if I go back to my workspace. And if I go into this new thing that I just made, change some names. Wait, I gotta change. Okay, moment of truth. Yep, see, the things that I made in my own personal thing, it's copying that. How do I make it not do that? Add a property related to... How do I change? This stresses me the fuck out, dude. Because that makes me feel like my big grand old idea is not possible anymore. So how do I make this work? We're going to click learn more. Okay. We're going to chat GPT this live, and I think that's going to be the show. So let's get this up here real quick. If you don't want to listen to the rest of this, then I don't blame you. But I want to see how this works. So I'm going to screenshot this, put it into chat GPT. How can I make it so that when I copy paste databases with roll-ups and relations to another workspace, that it still only works with the copy-pasted stuff in that workspace and does not whatsoever reference the original at all? How can I relink it correctly without duplicating properties and changing relations? I will have over 500 of these and do not want to do it manually. Please respond concisely in a neutral tone and do not use headers or emojis. Fuck all that fluffy horseshit, bro. Just talk. Certainly, man. Let's get this started right away. You want, you cannot fully automate this natively in Notion. I don't want to automate it. When copying databases between workspace, relation roll properties will still point to the original workspace unless manually redirected. Notion does not currently support automatic remapping of relations during copy-paste. Only workaround: duplicate all linked databases into the same destination. Duplicate all linked databases into the same destination workspace first. Rebuild relations manually by selecting the correct duplicate target for each relation. No bulk update tool exists yet inside Notion to use the Notion API with a custom script to remap relations if you're technical. Tools like Notion to Sheets plus Google Apps Script could potentially help sync and recreate links that we set up. See, that's a problem, dude, because I got lots of relations and roll-ups and all that shit. A relation is just grabbing all the data from another table but putting it into one cell. A roll-up looks at that one cell and I can choose one property from that and put it in the cell as well. So that's a huge problem. That's a massive problem. I'll have to look more into that and figure that out. Oh, see that right there, dude? That just shits inside my pants for me. That's what that is. Now I got to get rid of all this stuff. I have a table called shit in Trey's workspace. Let's delete that. Move to trash. Uh-oh. Oh, we're good. Okay, delete. New form builder. Well, anyway, yeah, that just stresses me out a little bit. I'm not using the right words. It doesn't stress me out. It causes me a lot of just, I don't know. It causes me a lot of, I don't know, anguish, mental anguish. Siri, what's the definition of anguish? Siri, what's the definition of anguish? Fuck.
As a noun, anguish means severe mental or physical pain or suffering.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the remaining one?
No, fuck off. So I think the whole mental anguish, I think that's the right word. I think that's what I meant. So, oh. What? Dude, fucking Siri, bro. Apple Intelligence, my ass. They're also stoked that Apple Intelligence was going to integrate with ChatGPT, meaning that it was ChatGPT. But you ask it anything, it's like, would you like me to use ChatGPT for that? And then I say, yes, please. And then it says, working on that. About 3 hours go by and it says, and it gives me the answer. That's annoying. If only have shit if it's going to work. You know what I mean? Anyway. So this presents a massive problem. I'll have to look into this and I'll figure it out. But I'm so done. I want to go to bed. I don't have the brain capacity right now to even. Yeah. Love you guys. That's the show. Peace.